Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Matt and I will be your host today. Joining me in the studio is Ken and Neal. How you guys doing today?
Good morning. I'm fine.
Good morning.
Yeah.
That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We're doing that already?
Right off the bat.
Good morning.
Perfect.
How are you?
Jeff's not joining us today. He's off in the woods training for Geek Bowl by himself.
He's punching a tree.
Yeah, he's punching a
With
tree.
bare fists.
Which is the best way to train for
He
Geek
has a
Bowl.
log on his shoulders with gallons of water that he's running up and down the hills with.
I don't know how that helps him learn anything, but he's got his own methods and we appreciate it.
He's going to have some killer traps, though, by the end of it.
All right, well, in place of Jeff today, we have a team of two Jessies, Jesse and Jesse. How are you guys doing today?
Terrific.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Recording live today from the DMV.
Oh, perfect.
What a treat.
Yeah.
What a treat.
Yeah.
So we understand that that you had a last-minute license issue that you had to resolve
That's
today.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So
So,
we're sitting outside, killing some time here.
so if you hear the noise of some crying babies in the background or anything like
Screaming.
that, it might be
Yeah.
DMV noise. But
Luckily, on
That's
the
right.
weekends, DMVs usually aren't too busy, so it should be really quick.
But we're really appreciative that you were able to still Skype in, and if you need a break to pop in there, we're happy to do that for you.
Sounds good, guys.
Yeah, we can only hope for good radio that someone is going to scream at one of the Jessies
Well,
about...
I think we have the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire advantage of polling the audience at this point. We can always just turn around and ask the questions to them if we need to.
Sounds perfect.
You should, actually. Do you guys? How about telling us about how you got into trivia and in our show and how you met and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you want to go first?
I've been playing trivia games since I was little with my family. I'm pretty competitive. My brother makes up his own rules and decides he's right in everything.
As brothers
but
do.
Grew from that into doing some pub trivia and going every week with groups of friends. And no matter what city I was living in, I bounced around to different pub trivia places and found the podcast through other Jesse, actually. So he listens to it all the time.
Yeah. I think she actually is the one that got me into trivia. We met at a restaurant we both worked at. I was a server bartender. She worked in the kitchen, and she used to go every week to the local pub, and I started following her around to that one. And then I met you guys. I think I heard about you through Trivial Warfare, so shout out to those guys as well for hooking us up here.
No, they're great guys and women. And as far as where you guys live, you're in Michigan, right?
Yep, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids, nice.
All right, and Jesse is one of our Patreons, and we always appreciate all of our patrons and everyone who supports us. One of the perks is at the $10 level, our U.S. champs, they actually get a chance to record our rules. So why don't we play one that's from Sam Carr?
There's a whole crowd of people out there who need to learn how to do
The cream!
Well, my name's Sam Carr, and I'm here to say the rules of the game in a major way. First, you answer 10 questions, and that's the first round. Then 10 more questions, and that's the second round. Halftime bonus, swing round theme, that's how you be the cream. Answer 10 questions, and that's the first round. Then 10 more questions, and that's the second round. Bet on the final, 30 points each, that's how you be the cream.
The cream of the crop!
All right, thanks, Sam. That is awesome. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it makes me laugh every time I hear it.
Yeah, and any of our other $10 and up patrons, if they want to record one, just send it on over to us. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, otherwise, we'll just keep playing the reruns of these until you get sick of them. So
And you guys get complete creative control. So, as long as you aren't just throwing F-bombs everywhere, which we have to bleep out, but have fun with it.
It's a lot of work, apparently.
that's fine.
It's fine. Throw the F-bombs. There you go.
Yeah.
You guys,
I'm the one who swears the most, anyways.
all right, and today we are going to have Neal and Ken versus the two Jessies. You guys ready to play the game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right, question 1. This term is derived from the Latin word meaning madness and causes acute encephalitis in warm-blooded mammals.
Okay, so the team of Jessies has locked in, Team Jesse and the Rippers, if you will. They've locked in, so me and Neal are just going to talk a little bit here. From what we've said so far, we can't quite figure out what encephalitis is at this point.
I think it's like a common sickness, and I cannot. And in madness obviously makes you think of the brain or like being, crazy, like maybe a flu or a cold. But I know encephalitis is some sort of medical sickness because I've heard it a million times and I can't.
Very specific medical sickness.
Yeah, well, I can't really come up with anything on this one. I've been thinking, do you just want to go with like lunacy or something like that? I know that's more derived from the moon, but I'm lost.
Yeah, me too.
Lunacy?
Lunacy's fine.
Lunacy.
Yeah.
All right, they're locking in with lunacy. What did you guys come up with?
We were thinking along the same lines of the moon route there, so we said lunacy as well.
All right. Well, the answer is actually rabies.
Yeah.
Rabies?
Yep. I didn't.
Yep, not thinking that.
No, not even close.
It causes insanity in warm-blooded mammals. Warm-blooded mammals being the biggest clue, probably.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hope for better luck in question 2. There is one state capital that ends in 3 consecutive consonants. Which is it?
Yeah. Geez. I just need your help here. So, just name any states, and I'm going to try to think of the capital. I'm terrible at this, but
California.
All right, Sacramento. So it's not
Washington.
That. Washington is. Oh my God.
Hey, you guys are really bad at this.
Yeah.
Get a Sporkle quiz or something going.
All right, let's.
Yeah.
You gonna lock in
pick
with something?
Yeah.
Montpelier.
Oh yeah. What about what's DC? DC's not a state, so it doesn't matter.
Montpelier.
Montpelier. All right, you guys are locking in with Montpelier, with all the consonants at the end. There's 3 R's in a row, I think, is how that works.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how you're
Yeah,
spelling
it's Montpelier.
Perfect.
Just has a couple silent letters in there.
Montpelier.
All right, Jesse, what did you say?
Bismarck.
The answer is Bismarck.
I just saw the Bismarck last night that I passed over. It was in a glass case, as we are in a glass case of emotion for getting that wrong.
All right, Jesse and Jesse have relocated, it appears. They finally made it out of the DMV, settling in back home. You guys doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Picking back up with question 3. This toy was invented in 1929 based on weapons once used by Filipino hunters.
I think I know this.
Yeah, Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay,
good.
we're in.
We're in.
Boomerang?
Boomerang? I think that's more Australia.
All right.
Let's go with
BB?
BB gun?
Or is that early?
Yeah.
1929?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, we'll lock in with BB gun.
All right, you guys are in with BB gun. What did you guys say?
So Ken wrote down the answer first that confirmed, because I was trying to think I could picture it, but then when he wrote it down, it all clicked. So Ken?
Yeah, there's usually 2 things that come to mind when you think of a children's toy that's also historically a weapon. One is the boomerang, which is from Australia, as they said. The other is the yo-yo.
And the answer is yo-yo.
No way! Wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know how they used yo-yos as weapons. There's no video, but I'm sure it was mildly effective.
I'm sure it's like the Ninja Turtles use them, where you just kind of throw it out and hit them in the face and bring it back.
They do the around the world.
Yeah,
Walk the dog.
Clock somebody in the chin.
Would you care to demonstrate?
I definitely almost wrote a Ninja Turtles clue in there because that's all I could think of as Ninja Turtles as weapons.
If we had a yo-yo, Matt could demonstrate. He was in the World Championships of yoga of yo-yo.
I've done both yoga and yo-yo.
Yeah, he's been doing yo-yoga, which is doing yoga with yo-yos.
Sounds dangerous.
Walking the dog and downward dog.
Walking the downward dog. Which is perfect. All right, let's move on to question 4.
Sure.
In 1987, this person released his autobiography, They Made a Monkey Out of Me.
Definitely not a lot of confidence. We got one person in mind. I think we should go with that.
I feel like that was not in 1987, though.
1987. That's before either of us were born. So.
I was a ripe old 2 at the time. So.
Yeah.
What'd you kids say?
Yeah, I was 2 then as well.
Dang.
That's
I guess we could go with
that's the year of my birth.
Okay.
All right. We'll lock in if you guys want to chat.
So Ken initially wrote down Charlton Heston, which I think is a good way to go.
Leaping off point.
I want to say the guy who wrote the book, though, was the one who played the lead monkey. And I always this is the problem with
Ape, please.
Ape. Yeah, thank you.
Monkeys have tails.
Damn dirty ape. The problem here is I always mix up two actors in my head, and obviously in Clockwork Orange is Malcolm McDowell, and this guy is also like a McDowell, and I cannot. It might be McDowell, or it's. Oh man, I know Malcolm McDowell for sure. Like, any question about Malcolm McDowell, I'll get, but when I have to think of this guy, I think it's Andy.
Let's go McDowell.
Okay, you guys locked in with McDowell. Team Jesse, what did you say?
Man, we must have missed picking it up that it was an actor. I was kind of toying with Robin Williams just because I know he monkeys around a lot, so I don't really know. We went with, go ahead.
Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
I know she was a chimpanzee person. Don't think it was that old.
We just jumped on that monkey train.
Well, so actually, it is somebody that people say he monkeys around. It's actually Davy Jones of the Monkees, which nobody was even thinking at all, apparently.
Oh, I liked Ken's track there, though. Let me just...
Yikes.
I'm just going to look up, because it's going to kill me for the rest of the game, and I will not be able to play. The actor. So
I thought Charlton Heston would be kind of where the initial thoughts would go on that.
Oh, so we would have been okay. It was Roddy McDowell.
Okay.
If he had written that autobiography.
Yeah.
If that was anywhere close to the correct answer, we would have been fine.
It was the right answer.
So with Jeopardy rules, we would have been okay.
Yes, a hypothetical 10 points for you guys, but in reality, 0. All right, moving on to question 5, which is our listener submitted question. If you guys at home have a question you'd like read on the air, just send it over to us at trivialitypodcast@gmail.com and put question 5 in the subject line. We'd love to hear from you. This one is from Richard Flegel. I'm sure he jumped for joy when his song Ride Like the Wind reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 list in April of 1980. What singer had 4 #1 hits between 1980 and 1984, but failed to crack the top 10 ever again? It's mostly attributed to the rise of MTV.
I know the 2 songs you're giving me clues to, and I can hear him. I can hear him. I just can't think of the name.
Here's my issue. Every time he says "Ride Like the Wind," I think "She's Like the Wind," which is Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
Me too.
You gotta take that poster down, man. It's throwing you off.
Get into your head.
Ride Like the Wind. So he jumped. Okay.
Maybe this is a guy. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
All right, we're in.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm locked in with the wrong answer.
All right, let's hear that wrong answer.
All right. I just said the guy from Rush.
All right. The guy from Rush?
Geddy Lee?
Okay.
We'll let you go with Geddy Lee, sure.
We went with Jack Flash.
Well,
hoping that's a person.
Jumping Jack Flash. Gas.
He is a person, but that is incorrect. You're looking for Christopher Cross.
Oh, I was going to say Christopher Cross. I'm like, there's no way that's him because he guested on an NSYNC song on their debut album. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's probably Christopher Cross, but because he did Sailing.
And
anyway,
the clue being jump, which will make you crisscross.
Oh.
Which is something that happened in the 90s, so you might have heard of that one, Team Jesse.
Yeah.
I should have. That was my bad.
I have heard of that one, but I missed the jump reference.
I was going to say Christopher Cross. I should have.
So after 5 questions, I believe both teams have 10 points.
10 points.
That is a rough first round.
And, there's still half of it to go.
So there's a chance you guys can come back here.
So you're saying there's a chance.
All right, question 6. There have been 3 sports movies that have won Best Picture. Name 2 of them.
You want to just go with these 2? I don't think that counts as a sports movie. Otherwise, I would say that.
I don't think that one counts. That one might be it.
I don't think that's one.
Okay. Then what did you say those 2?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, we're in.
Okay, so we're kind of breaking it down by sport here. We start with boxing. Raging Bull did not win.
Rocky did for 100%.
Because Scorsese got screwed for many, many years before he finally cashed in on Departed. Rocky is one of them for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% on that one.
At the top of our list right now, we have Hoosiers, which is basketball.
Yep.
The Natural, baseball.
Yeah, I'm trying to go by
about
sport.
Automotive racing.
Archery, Olympics. Oh, Chariots of Fire. We got it.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. That's all I needed. Okay, we're in.
That was a very roundabout way to get to those answers. Team Jesse, what were your 2?
Oh, man. After hearing you guys talk, I want to back off on my answers, but we went with Remember the Titans and The Blind Side, which are both football movies, neither of which I think are correct at this point.
Okay. And what did you guys say?
We said Rocky and Chariots of Fire.
All right. So the one that you guys didn't say, $1 Million Baby, was
Oh, I wrote that down.
Yeah, I knew it was one more boxing one.
And then it's Rocky and Chariots of Fire.
Man,
God,
$1 Million Baby.
I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan too, and I should have thought. I wasn't even thinking Clint Eastwood.
Chariots of Fire is an automotive one, right?
No, that's running.
Running?
Yeah, Olympic running.
Question 7. Which SNL cast member hosted Weekend Update for the longest number of years?
I've never seen SNL.
Okay. Wow.
I was going to say, did you just whisper you've never seen SNL? Well, it's only been on for 40 years, so I could see why you'd miss it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Maybe she's busy most Saturdays.
Yeah.
So me and Neil both made lists of pretty much everybody who's ever hosted Weekend Update.
Well, we're locked in, but
You guys are locked in?
I'm zero help.
So we wrote a lot of names down immediately. We wrote Norm Macdonald, Chevy Chase, Colin Quinn, Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Seth Meyers, Dennis Miller, Gilda Radner, and Jane Curtin.
wow.
I'm between Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, and Seth Meyers personally.
I like those answers.
Colin Jost has been at it for a while too.
Yeah, he's been, but and you also want to go old days too, like when Chevy Chase was doing it. He was only on the show for a limited amount of time, but he probably did it the entire time. And then Dennis Miller was on it quite a long time too, and Norm Macdonald, I should say, before he got fired. So,
you know what? I think it's Seth
Meyers.
Seth Meyers, because didn't he do it with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey?
Yes, because he did the really segment with Amy.
I think it's Seth Meyers, and he was the one through the whole Stefan era too.
Right. It would make sense.
I think it's Seth Meyers.
I would give him at least five years, maybe, for sure, right?
At least.
Okay, that's fine. We can go Seth. It's either going to be an old guy, old guy or old woman from like Jane Curtin or something, or Gilda Radner, or a new person. So
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's either going to be an old guy or a new person? Is that what you boiled it down?
That's our logic.
They whittled it down. So you guys locked in with Seth Meyers?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Team Jesse, what did you guys say?
Yeah, Seth Meyers.
The answer is Seth Meyers.
All right.
Solid logic, all
Only one
right.
you knew.
You listed probably 15 there that you knew.
Yeah.
And I listed 1.
It's all counted though. You got it right.
It's not quantity, it's quality there. Seth Meyers has been the host. He hosted for 8 years. Tina Fey and Dennis Miller both hosted it for 6 years, actually.
Yeah, babe.
All right. I think we should move on to question 8. In one of Kafka's parables, this god is depicted as a disgruntled manager who has problems delegating, so he's too busy to ever see his kingdom.
Kafka-esque.
This question's a little Kafka-esque.
Because it's literally about Franz Kafka.
Pertaining to Kafka. I actually wrote this question for Jeff, and I'm sad he's not here, and he'll be sad he missed it.
Any opportunity for him to say Kafka-esque,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the twist is we're all inside of a snow globe on someone's desk doing this podcast.
Very existential question. The top one.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's just go with that.
Okay. We are in. We decided on a polytheistic religion and God, and we're locked in.
Okay. So far, we've just been writing down gods that we know, mostly Roman.
I read 2 Kafka books, The Metamorphosis and The Trial. The Trial sucks, but it's a very long book.
Yeah.
Quick review. It sucks. Moving on.
Metamorphosis is
It has
pretty
a decent
short.
message. It's just very long and
The,
not fun.
Very Kafka-esque.
I was going to say the only word that is permeating my head right now is Kafka-esque over and over again.
Yeah.
You want to just put that?
I guess so. I don't think it's the other ones you have written down.
Okay. We'll say Hermes.
Okay, locked in with Hermes. And what did Team Triviality say?
We're going to go with Zeus.
Okay. What was the other name you had on your sheet?
Poseidon.
The answer is
Dang
Poseidon.
it, we had that too.
When he said kingdom, I thought maybe it was the underwater kingdom of Atlantis. Yeah. And so, I should have kept it.
All right. Question 9. What item would you be ordering from the Pentagon if you were to ask for a portable handheld communications inscriber?
So we're in, so you can feel free to discuss.
Okay. All right, we're out loud then. So I tried the initials. I had PHCI or PHCE. However you got that spelled, that didn't get me anywhere.
HPCI.
I think we're wrong.
You think we're wrong?
Yeah. It's too late, though. We've locked in.
All right. Well, we'll go with voice recorder.
All right, locked in with voice recorder.
Okay, so pretty quickly we just came up with cell phone, thinking that it was like a dumb bureaucratic way to say cell phone, but I think it's even dumber and more bureaucratic, and I think it's a pen or a pencil.
You should have took a little longer. The answer is pencil.
Dang.
So
That
stupid.
is so stupid.
So yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
A lot of
we were thinking way too
a
high
lot
tech.
of yeah. You need to go a little bit lower there. Military contractors also refer to hammers as manually powered fastener driving impact devices.
Do we have this much time on our hands, Pentagon?
All right, moving into the last question of the round. In what event would you find the Fosbury flop technique used?
I know this one. We'll lock in.
All right, I'll trust Neil.
Are they in?
They're locked in, yeah.
Okay, so I have 3 answers on the top of my head. Initially, I thought it was the stuff they do in Scotland when they throw the logs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first thing I thought of, and then I thought of the thing when you pole vault or high jump when you do the flop, or like a running thing. I'm sure whoever did the high jump didn't do it the way that the guy did, where they flop their body a certain way. So maybe it's or swimming, but maybe it's like high jump or pole vaulting.
Pole vault kind of does that too, but I bet you it seems like more of an innovation for high jumping.
Yeah,
because that's the only way to go over on a pole
vault.
vault.
To do like right.
So let's go with high jump.
High jump, okay. Because he said event, so it made me think of like an Olympic thing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are locked in?
Yes.
Yep. And what are you going with?
High jump.
All right, Team Jesse, what did you say?
I said high jump.
The answer is high jump.
Yeah, good job, Neil.
Thank you.
Jesse, you said you did a little track and field. Was that what?
Oh, yeah,
was
I used to high jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
you used to high jump, so you're pretty familiar with the technique.
He was Fosbury flopping all around.
Not jumping
Yeah.
so high these days.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a pretty tall guy, so it was more flopping than jumping.
All right, well, after the first round, it looks like Neil and Ken are in the lead with 40 points. Team Jesse, though, right behind with 30. All right, we are moving on to the swing round designed by me. Today's game is going to be called Where in the World is Carmen McSandiego? I'm going to say a foreign McDonald's menu item, and you're going to tell me the country it's located in. I'm going to give you the 10 countries because otherwise you would have zero chance on a lot of these. So you're basically going to match the country to them. Ready to write them down?
You said 10?
Yes. They're going to be worth 5 points apiece.
Okay.
So we have Japan, Germany, India, Austria, Colombia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Russia, China, and Australia. All right, you guys ready?
Yes, we are.
All right, number 1, the Ebi Filet-O Shrimp Burger. Number 2, the McNoodles. Number 3, the McCurry Pan. Number 4, the McNern Burger.
That sounds good.
How do you spell that?
McNurn Burger.
McNern.
Number 5, the Pineapple Oreo McFlurry.
Ew.
Yeah, sounds good. Number 6, Bubblegum Squash McFlurry.
Come on.
These are all real. I looked them up. Number 7, the Chicken McDo with spaghetti. McDo spelled MCDO. Number 8, the Mashed Potato Burger.
That I could get behind.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, the Prosperity Burger.
There's such an obvious answer for that one.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And number 10, the McShrimp.
I bet our friend Jeffrey Seguratan is going to know all these because he's obsessed with McDonald's and their menus, and he's been to a bunch.
If we have any listeners from any of these regions, if you wanted to send us some of these, probably wouldn't need them because it might take a little bit to get over here. But I'd love to see them.
Yeah. Send us some pictures.
Both teams are locked in. So let's start with the first one. What did you say for the Ebi Filet-O Shrimp Burger, Team Jesse?
Philippines.
Okay. And you guys?
I've been to Japan. I'm fairly confident that's from Japan.
That is from Japan. It's a patty of panko battered shrimp tossed with ebi shrimp tempura sauce and lettuce. All right. McNoodles. Team Jesse, what did you say?
Austria.
Okay. And Ken?
Seems like China.
The answer is actually Austria.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Whoa!
Apparently, Austrians were really into noodles for a little bit. It's a recent one. It's like a stir fry.
Man, that was we're out of places to put these, so let's stick that somewhere.
That's a bad sign for the rest of your answers,
Good job.
probably.
Yeah.
Number 3, the McCurry pan. Let's start with Ken and Neal. What did you guys say?
Educated guess on India.
All right, Team Jesse.
Same.
India.
India is the answer.
Woo!
That one's
Nice.
kind of the gimme on that one, I think.
Yep.
If you're
The
playing
only one
into
I've
stereotype.
Yeah, well, I guess. It's actually like it's curried vegetables baked in a cream sauce inside a crispy pan made from bread. Number 4, the McNernburger. Ken and Neal, what'd you guys say?
I had a feeling in my gut that it's the Philippines on this one. I don't know why.
All right, Team Jesse.
I thought maybe it was a play on the Nuremberg Ring, which I think is in Germany, even though that's spelled differently. So we said Germany?
And the answer is Germany.
I told you. I said it was perfect in a German accent, the McNernburger.
It's actually it's 3 bratwursts served on a bun with mustard and onions.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so not too bad.
Not really a burger, but okay.
Way better than the bubblegum squash.
Yeah.
See, it just rolls off the tongue. The McNernburger.
Dutch boy, get over here. Bring the McNernburger.
I did not eat it. I'm sorry, please.
All right. That's none of that stayed.
Once again, the Dutch accent is actually a German accent done by Neil.
The pineapple Oreo McFlurry. Team Jesse, what did you say?
Malaysia.
All right. Ken and Neal?
Colombia.
The answer is Colombia.
No.
So it's just what it sounds like. It's just soft serve with Oreo and pineapple.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. Bubblegum Squash McFlurry. A lot of debate over this one. Ken and Neal, what did you guys say?
Malaysia.
All right. Team Jesse?
China.
Yeah.
The answer is Australia. It's actually a soft serve ice cream blended with marshmallows. The marshmallows being the squash, and that's what they call them. And it's got bubblegum flavored syrup, so no actual squash in it.
All right, so it
Okay,
actually
that's not
doesn't
too
sound that bad.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds a lot better when you know what it is. Number 7, the chicken McDo with spaghetti. Team Jesse, what did you say?
Australia.
All right.
Wrong.
Yeah, we now know it's wrong, but we also said Australia.
And it's the Philippines. It's actually a value meal with fried chicken and spaghetti with red sauce. So
Is it mom's spaghetti and your palms were sweaty?
Spaghetti.
Makes your knees weak.
Arms heavy.
Yes. Free vomit on your sweater already. Number 8, the mashed potato burger. Team Jesse, what did you say?
We said Russia.
All right. Ken and Neal?
Yeah, incorrectly we said Germany.
And it's China. It's actually it's a beef patty topped with bacon and mashed potatoes, and it was part of McDonald's Beef 2012 Manly campaign in China. So
Beef 2012 Manly
they're
campaign?
trying to get people to
If you gave us that
Meat
whole
and potatoes.
if you gave us that whole description, we might have been able
trying
to
to
get it.
man up China, I guess. I'm not particularly sure why
Meat
that
and
is.
potatoes is a manly male.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bacon. And there's bacon, so
And bacon.
Just a hungry man frozen dinner on a burger.
yeah. Perfect. The Prosperity Burger. Ken and Neal, what'd you guys say?
That's got to be Russia.
And Team Jesse.
Yeah, we were trying to come up where I've heard prosperity all the time, and I said Japan, but I know that's wrong now.
It's actually Malaysia.
Oh.
And it's basically just the McRib that they decided to call the Prosperity Burger. Because I guess you can do whatever you want. Number 10, the McShrimp. Team Jesse.
Colombia. That's all we had left.
And Ken and Neal.
Austria.
And that's actually in Russia. It's a side dish option of breaded shrimp that you could add to any meal.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So 3 right for each of you guys, adding 15 points to your score, which is going to bring us to 55-45 after the swing round.
Tight
Great.
game.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We did not do well, but it was fun.
That was a good one.
Yeah. If you're not going to do well, at least you'll learn something.
Now, where,
Our apologies to those 10 countries.
yeah, where's our toy? Our Happy Meal toy?
Yeah.
All right, let's kick off round 2 with question 1. In this show's 1998 finale, The main characters recreate a conversation they had in the pilot episode of the show in the final scene. It's about nothing, really.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep, we're in.
Okay, this might be. He said it's about nothing really, which I know somebody has in the past said. Seinfeld is a show about nothing.
I think it's possibly around that time.
Okay, I don't know if I'm just fishing for clues in what he said. There was actually a clue there.
Yeah.
You want to guess
If you're
that?
thinking it's not Friends, because that was my first guess, then I think Seinfeld's a good guess.
All right, I think we should say that. Seinfeld is our lock-in.
You guys locked in with Seinfeld, you said?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, and what did you guys say?
We also went with Seinfeld.
And the answer is Seinfeld.
Okay, so you did drop a clue in there.
Yeah.
The convoy, I think, is about a button, right?
Yeah, so at the first episode, he comments on George leaving his top button unbuttoned. And then when they're sitting in the prison cell, he mentions it again. And George says, haven't we had this conversation before? And he's like, I think so.
That's an underrated finale. Everyone hated it at the time, but when you rewatch it, I mean, to get all those cast members back, cameo characters back, and then to end with them in jail doing the same they do every day. It's just really funny.
It's their own personal hell. It's
Yeah.
Great.
All right, moving on to question 2. Paul Rudd was definitely feeling the power when he starred in this 1990s ad for this product.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Whoa. Knew that so fast.
Paul Rudd. Oh, geez. Recently in Ant-Man and the Avengers series. Recently. I feel the power.
Feel the power. Okay, what kind of ads are you thinking of?
Laundry detergent for some reason.
Laundry detergent?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I always feel very powerful when I do my laundry.
Yeah. It's like powerful stain remover or something like that. I don't know. Cleaning power.
Just pressing that heavy soil button.
Like OxyClean kind of thing?
Billy Mays here.
That's the power of OxyClean.
I mean, I don't have any specifics.
Okay.
So if you want to go.
All right. We're saying Tide.
Okay, locked in
I
with
have
Tide.
no answer.
So yeah, we went with something that's just so bad. With the Power Glove.
All right, so you guys are really close. It's not the Power Glove. It was a Super Nintendo commercial.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah.
well,
So
we were on the right track.
Now I can see Mario getting like supersized and electrified, powered up.
right. The tagline being "Now you're playing with power."
Was Paul Rudd did he have the controller in the commercial and he's like moving his body with the game?
Yes,
Like they always do?
it was the most '90s commercial you'll see.
Pressing buttons as fast as he can.
Which is how you play video games, apparently.
Right.
That's how I play video games.
All right. Question 3: which was the first country to use paper currency?
Oh, I've heard this before for sure.
This was not in the 1990s, just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. Personally, I think we should switch back to a coinage system so we could carry around our coinage in a pouch.
A little sack of gold.
And then when you owe somebody money, you just throw them the whole pouch. They catch it.
Yeah. Back to bartering for
And then
your
they
wares.
bite the coin to make sure it's real gold.
Sure.
All right. We're locked in. United States of America.
All right. And what did you guys say?
We went with the same.
Well, it's actually home of the mashed potato burger. It is China.
Oh, yeah. Ken and I were between China, Australia, and the U.S. and
China was actually used during the Tang Dynasty in the 7th century.
Wow.
So it goes way back.
Yeah, I was thinking China.
Moving on to question 4. What would Indianans likely call a pairing of a youngling and 4 roses?
what's a youngling?
I know what that is.
Like a kid? No, I'm just joking.
Indiana's like from.
Hoosiers.
Yes. What would Hoosiers likely call a pairing of youngling and 4 roses?
It's probably just a regional specific.
Yeah, we could just be less specific, I think.
So they are locked in.
Okay.
Team Jesse, you guys locked in or still thinking?
No, not yet. We're working through it.
Okay.
You guys are locked in, yeah?
Yeah.
So we know Youngling is a beer. It's like a cheap light lager.
We got that far as well.
It's a lager.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
4 Roses is
4 Roses, I'm pretty sure, is like a creamy strawberry tequila.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Which one?
not the Rose Bowl.
All right.
That's not in Indiana.
All right.
So I don't think it would be relevant.
We'll lock in with Rose Bomb.
All right, locked in with the Rose Bomb. Neil and Ken, what did you guys say?
We locked in with the very similar flower bomb.
All right. So Youngling is a beer. You guys came up with that. Four Roses being a whiskey. Serving beer and a shot of whiskey owes to Purdue from Indiana. It'd be a Boilermaker.
Oh, so stupid.
Oh.
I've heard of
I
that.
feel bad about myself.
What's the thing that's the strawberry tequila?
It's not that, I
It
guess.
is not a Four Roses, no.
That sounds very terrible, though. Whatever.
I hope it's nothing. Yeah.
No, my friend used to drink it. It came in a little black bottle.
We should have gotten that one.
I know. If I had gotten to Purdue, I would have gotten to Boilermaker eventually.
Well, good try, guys. There was a lot of interesting discussion
Rough
there.
game.
All right. Moving on to question 5 of this round. Listener submitted. It's from Jonathan Berlingeri. Thanks, Jonathan. What is the most northern North American city that is home to a professional sports team? And that's the NFL, NBA, NHL, or MLB.
Oh, I've heard this question.
North American city.
You know more about that than I do, so.
I mean, I know the teams, but I don't know the geography per se. But I do have some frame of reference on where some of these are.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, we're in.
So we've got Toronto, Quebec, Montreal. We got Toronto Maple Leaf, the Montreal Canucks, I think.
They're Canadian Canucks. I
Canadian. There's the Canadiens. I don't know where they are.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I think Albany has a hockey team too, doesn't it? They're like I think it's a music film or something.
Also, Canada comes down like this. So, like, even like Washington might be higher than some of the stuff if we draw the line that way.
Couple hockey fans over there, I see.
Shoot.
But I still think Canada is probably our best guess if we're not confident in any of the other ones. Okay.
All right.
I'm fine with Montreal.
We'll say Montreal.
All right. Locked in with Montreal. What did you guys say?
So I would say that the like northernmost 5, 6, 7 teams are Buffalo and all the Canadian hockey teams. So we knocked a few out. We got down to Calgary and Winnipeg, and I think it's Winnipeg is the furthest north, but I'm not sure because I don't do geography very well.
You're going to have to go a little further north. The answer is actually Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Ah, the Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers. Dang it.
You guys are in the right country, and that's a moral victory at this
That's
point.
what counts.
All right. Question 6. In wine, most people order wine by the bottle, or if they're having dinner with their in-laws, maybe a Magnum. Did you know, however, that there are much bigger sized bottles, all coming with biblical names? Within 2 bottles, how many bottle equivalents would a Methuselah of wine be?
I've heard of this. Who's Methuselah?
Methuselah allegedly lived for like 1,000 years, I think.
Is it 1,000 or 100 years? Oh no, that's
100 is doable. So
one for each year that they lived.
Methuselah lived allegedly a unrealistic amount of time.
I'm trying to think how big that would be because a bottle of
That'd
wine.
be huge. I mean,
there is the ones at Cooper's Hawk. They have
practically
those
a barrel.
They have the huge ones at Cooper's Hawk. So, 20, yeah, I don't know, 20 or 25. You think? So we go 23. We'll get 25 and 21. I don't know.
I say just 20.
All
Us
We're
two.
good too.
All right, let's start with Team Jesse. What did you guys say?
We just went with a big number in the Bible, which is 40. So 40.
All right. And Ken and Neal?
Just 20.
All right, you guys are both a little high. It's actually 8 bottles.
Wow.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Is there reasoning? I was trying to reason this.
There is no reasoning.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
There
like,
is no reason.
I heard you say, well, who is Methuselah in the Bible? And that's where I was at too, trying to figure out, is he like the 8th wife of somebody, or I don't know.
We're almost at Methuselah levels of
Methuselah
incorrect
was
answers
known
here.
for living for like an unnatural lifespan.
Question 7. What were the names of the 2 street gangs in West Side Story?
Oh, finally.
I'll lock in.
This wasn't the next question, but I thought you guys needed one.
All right,
to
we're
get
in.
Right.
Thanks, bud.
Did you really sub that one in?
No, I mean, it's on my list, but it wasn't next.
All right, you guys in?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ken and Neal.
Well, I'm on the Jets and Neil is on the Sharks. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're a Jet.
Team Jesse.
Here come the Jets and the Sharks.
And the Sharks. All right. Points on the board for
Yay.
Yay.
Until we learn later, Matt just switched one of his questions out to make us feel better.
And there was much rejoicing.
There are moral victories in triviality.
Yeah, we're all snapping and dancing in here.
All right. Moving on to question 8. During World War I, this disease caused 1/3 of all soldier deaths.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Does bullet holes count?
They died of bullet holes.
They got a bad case of bullet holes.
Neil's having a fit over here.
No, all I hear is, Private Brimley, why can't you continue in this war? I got diabetes.
Private Brimley. Too bad.
Yeah, I think Scarlet Fever's our best guess
All right,
so
yeah,
far.
we'll lock in there.
Do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
All right.
Scarlet Fever is our lock-in.
All right, locked in with Scarlet Fever. What did you guys say?
Good old-fashioned influenza.
Can you be a little more specific?
It's oh my god, I know this too. It's oh my god, I want to say it's the Great Flu, but it's not.
No. What about?
I know it all if I hear it.
Like, what about an animal?
Yeah. It's not the avian flu, obviously.
Not
pig
swine.
flu. Pig flu, no. I had H1N1 for shortly.
Really?
Yeah. That's different. That's different than the flu.
I know it is. I can't be more specific on the flu.
I can't either. I don't.
We'll go Legionnaires.
All right. So the answer I'm looking for is the Spanish flu.
Spanish flu.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, Spanish flu.
I mean, that's what it's called when it's referred to by the soldiers.
No, that's fine.
So, influenza is close, but Spanish flu is what I'm looking for. So no points there. Question 9. What 5 tastes can a human distinguish?
Yeah, or is that the 5th one? I thought that was always the 6th.
I think that's the 5th one.
Or maybe there is only 5 then, because the 5th one everyone
I think
forgets.
there used to be 4.
That's right. Yeah, we're good. We're locked in.
All right, we'll go ahead.
Team Jesse, you're a little more undecided. Why don't you go with yours first?
Go ahead.
We had bitter, sweet, sour, savory, and which one of these?
Bottom one.
Spicy.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with very quality sauce, which would be sweet and sour, and then what we are often in the Triviality studio, which is bitter and salty, and the last one is umami.
Yep, those are the 5. Sweet, sour, salt, bitter, and umami. I
think savory would have counted as umami.
Yeah, savory umami is kind of the same. That's the one that was added after the original 4 that they had discussed. Moving on to question 10 and ending round 2 mercifully. Following the assassination of her husband, this woman became the longest ruling female leader in her country's history.
Oh my gosh. These questions are so hard.
I will give you a year range, 1762 to 96.
Oh, that helps.
1996?
1762 to 90. 234 years.
Yes. This is Queen Methuselah, I think.
Yeah.
No,
It's not any of those
it's not that country.
at all?
No,
Oh.
it couldn't be.
My best guess.
And you were thinking of English history, but we know that
That would have been like
King George
yeah.
was head honcho during the Revolutionary War, which is in the range there. So it's
What
not
about Scotland?
I wouldn't be able to name.
Is that Queen Anne?
All right, we're locked in.
Okay.
We're in as well.
All right. Ken and Neal, what'd you guys say?
We just put Queen Anne.
Okay. Team Jesse?
As in the furniture, yeah. We said Queen Elizabeth.
The answer is actually Catherine the Great
Oh, Catherine.
Oh.
in Russia.
Oh, I didn't even think about
yeah.
Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, assassination should have been Russia in like the top 3 right there. She didn't go against Vladimir Putin, so it was hard to 1, 2, 3. Man, what a terrible 2 rounds here.
After both rounds and the swing round, we have Ken and Neal with 85 and Team Jesse with 65.
What can I say? I learned a lot today.
Again, my apologies. If you guys are doing great at home, let us know.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure everyone's got like 200 at this point.
All right, Matt, let's have your incredibly vague categories for the final round.
These categories are what they're supposed to be.
Oh, the vague ones are fun, though.
I know. I apologize. Was running a little late today, and then I picked the hardest questions possible and throughout the vague categories. The way the final round works, you guys can wager up to the amount of points you've earned so far in any of the 5 categories from 0 to 30. Guys, ready to hear the categories?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Category 1, Serial Champs. Category 2, One-Hit Wonders. Category 3, Collectibles. Category 4, Music. And Category 5, Foreign Cartoons. All the wagers are in. You guys ready for the questions?
Yeah, we're on such a hot streak. We figured we'd keep rolling.
All right. Question 1 in Cereal Champs. Despite not being known as a sweet cereal, Wheaties made this player the first NFL star to grace its box in the 1980s.
Oh,
Shockingly, a Wheaties question.
I know. Nobody.
We had no idea.
got it.
Okay.
Question 2. One-Hit Wonders Buckner and Garcia wrote this 1982 top 10 hit, which is not actually about UPS employees using sick days.
Okay.
In Collectibles. In order to avoid a potential lawsuit, this Beanie Baby was retired in 1996, skyrocketing its value and causing my dad to think he had found his retirement fund. Question 4. Music. This band allegedly got their name from an episode of X-Files where there were 10 clones of a girl, with the 6th one being a psycho.
Yeah.
And question 5 in Foreign Cartoons. In Bart vs. Australia, Homer threatened the members of Parliament with what?
So the cereal one, he said, even though it's not a sweet cereal, that'd be Walter Payton.
The Beanie Baby is definitely Tabasco.
Okay. Music.
I always thought it was because of it was a kid's toy and they didn't want it to be confused with tobacco. But that was definitely the one that got retired right off the first run. So
for the Bart, you know The Simpsons. I don't know The Simpsons, but you said it was, what did Bart threaten the Australian Parliament with?
Homer threatens them.
So it's got to be something stupid because he's an idiot. So
I've seen the episode many a time. I'm just trying to remember.
Like a dingo eating your baby,
or steal their wigs. He makes fun of their wigs.
Threaten them.
He does a lot of stuff happens in that scene.
So this
UPS person using.
Or no, that's
days.
the One-Hit Wonder. Yeah. So UPS, I'm thinking Brown, something Brown.
No, that was One-Hit Wonder.
Yeah. So something Brown, because they're known as Brown. UPS workers taking a sick day. What would a sick day?
Or delivery man.
It's raining men. But no, that was written by Paul Schaefer.
Delivery men or something.
Delivery men?
Something about
deliver.
Return to sender.
Who sang Cult of Personality? That's too late. I'll forget it.
What about Alice in Chains?
Yeah, that's got to be it. Right? Or Jane's Addiction? No. Alice in Chains?
Yeah, maybe they locked her up.
Yeah, that seems like, because they came out so early though, but I mean, it's a good guess.
When did X-Files run?
90s, maybe 91 to...
If it's 91, it's possible.
It might be
I feel
late.
like they were 92.
Yeah.
Maybe even late 80s.
Okay,
we're done.
If you want the alternative for One-Hit Wonder question, I can give that one too.
We get the clue too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So One-Hit Wonders Buckner and Garcia wrote this 1982 top 10 hit, which is not actually about football players from Green Bay using sick days. All right, both teams are locked in. So just go through these one by one. In Cereal Champs, the wagers were 5 for Neal and Ken and 10 for Team Jesse. Neal and Ken, what did you guys say?
We went with Walter Payton.
Okay. Team Jesse?
He is pretty sweet in the middle of the year. It seems like you guys, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but a weirdly high number of your sports questions end up being Lions or Lions related. So I said Barry Sanders.
The answer was Walter Payton, Sweetness himself.
Sweetness, okay.
Yeah, so he was the first one. Question 2, which you guys had a little bit of trouble with.
You could say that.
to say it lightly. 5 points for Ken and Neal, 10 for Team Jesse. Let's start with Ken and Neal again. Did you guys come up with anything?
Man, we just had no idea. So we went with Mr. Postman, which is like a 60s song.
Yeah, there was a Pac-Man song, I thought, but I don't know what that one's called. So,
Team Jesse?
Nothing good. We picked up on when you said Packers, so we just said Vacation Packers. That's not even a song, I don't think.
All right, so there was a Pac-Man song involving sick days. Maybe you have a fever. The answer is Pac-Man fever.
I didn't even put. I knew there's a Pac-Man song, but I thought that had nothing to do with the clue.
From the 1980s one-hit wonder.
But I just when they kept saying packaging, I was like, well, there's a Pac-Man song, but I didn't know it had anything to do with fever.
Yeah, but it was actually a top 10 hit.
If you say so.
Yeah.
My sheet says so, and that's all that matters. All right, moving on to collectibles. 20 points for Ken and Neal on this one, betting big. Team Jesse with 10. Team Jesse, what did you guys say?
We said a snake.
Guys, not owning a lot of Beanie Babies, I take it?
No.
No. Okay, Ken and Neal?
I actually had one of this particular Beanie Baby, and I defiled it by taking the tag off and getting them all grubby. But his name was Tabasco.
His name was Tabasco the Bull. The Tabasco company threatened to sue, so they changed his name to, I believe it was Snort.
Was he a little
That
red
is
guy
correct,
with, like,
and he
white
had
horns?
little
Yeah,
white feet.
Yeah, he was a red
Yeah,
red
I
bull.
had that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did. I had him too. Okay.
Everyone had
The
that.
one with the white feet was Snort.
Yeah, the one with the black feet was the one that was worth money, I believe.
I think he
I
was
must
just
have
all
that.
red.
Or he was all red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those things were kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just think about like how satisfying they were to like hold in your hand with the beans.
Do you remember? I remember
those guys were fun.
as a kid, you would drive around and you would see people in front of you, a car in front of you, and would have Beanie Babies lined up in the back window.
You got to give it to him. That was a brilliant product.
When my grandma died, she actually left me her entire Beanie Baby collection,
Oh,
and
wow.
I have roughly 4,000 Beanie Babies in the attic right now.
Could you sell those, please, and finance our program?
Yeah, sell them. Yeah.
Yeah, one by one. That's what for all of our $50 Patreon subscribers. I'll send you a Beanie
I'll
Baby.
sell them all for 20%. How about that?
That sounds like a deal. All right, question 4. So we had wagers of 5 for Ken and Neal, and going big with 20 for Team Jesse.
Gross.
You did. It seemed like you did not have an answer for this one. What did
I
you
didn't
guys
have an
say?
answer for any of these.
Did you come up with anything or no?
Yeah, we said 9 clones and a psycho.
9 clones and a psycho. All right. Ken and
Sounds
Neal?
like it's almost right. We were hoping that the 6th clone is named Alice and that she was in chains, so Alice in chains.
Yeah. It's
If I said that all the girls were named Eve, would that help at all?
Oh, Eve 6. Oh, swallow my pride.
Choke on the Ryans.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, because Alice in Chains was way too early, I believe, for that. But the Eve 6 is, yeah.
Are you?
I was just thinking about Eve 6 yesterday. I was
That's
gonna
a
put their
solid
album
song.
on,
Should
but
have
then
been
I
thinking
didn't.
about him today.
It's a good album.
Familiar with Eve 6, Team Jesse at all?
Nope.
Not at all.
No.
But 9 clones and a psycho. They're my jam.
I do recommend checking out their self-titled album. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you get nothing out of this episode, maybe you have something to listen to later. So
Yeah. Certainly won't be getting any points. I know that.
And also, you gave us the episode title of 9 Clones and a Psycho. Thank you.
Nice.
we appreciate it. All right. And I have to throw a Simpsons question in pretty much every single game. It's because it's what I do. Neal and Ken betting 20. Team Jesse with 5. Team Jesse, what did you guys say?
Said a broken Duff beer bottle.
Right. Very violent. All right. Ken and Neal?
So as I said to Neil when we were discussing, I think the punishment they want to inflict on Bart is giving him the boot. And I think Homer wrestles the boot away and threatens them with their own boot.
And the answer is a boot.
Yes!
It's a classic episode. Bart versus Australia. I
It
recommend
took me
for
a minute
everyone.
to remember that. And to our Australia listeners, is that preferred method of punishment?
Yeah.
Does The Simpsons count as a foreign cartoon?
Well, it's in a foreign country.
It's in a
Okay,
foreign
foreign
land.
policy among cartoons.
Yeah. Which it didn't happen in the U.S. Embassy, which would have made it a domestic cartoon.
That's true.
So that's how that works. So after the final round, coming in second place today, so that's something to celebrate. Team Jesse
Silver medal.
coming up just a little short with 10 points, but not the goose egg. So that's something.
That was intentional.
That was intentional. And Ken and Neal coming up as our cream of the crop with 120 points.
I am the cream in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, that was a hard game. We were pretty much neck and neck the whole game there. It just turned around in the final round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us, you guys. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, we did. It was a blast.
We were able to glean some fun from this.
It was a very hard game.
Yeah, all we
Thanks
can
for putting up with our goofy schedule today.
Oh no, I was going to say hopefully the game was more fun than sitting in the DMV. Yeah.
Definitely.
Some of those questions were comparable, I would say, but
Is there anything you guys like to talk about or plug or anything like that?
no. I got a buddy that does a podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
James Rogers. He does a podcast about running. It's called Hooray Run Podcast. It's pretty good.
Cool. Wait, let's
do you listen to it while you run?
You can, yeah. It's about runners. He actually, one of the people he had as a guest was a writer for The Simpsons.
Oh, awesome.
It would be really cool if he did an actual marathon while podcasting. A live
I'm sure there's other things
24.
to focus on.
Yeah, live podcast.
Yeah.
Both are hard enough on their own if you add them together.
Thank you to Jesse and Jesse for joining us. Jesse is one of our favorite Patreon subscribers. He's always interacting with us on the private pages after bonus episodes, most notably his enjoyment of Mitochondriana, which no one here in the studio appreciated, but Jesse did, so thank you.
I did appreciate it.
So yeah, if you'd like to join Jesse and be a Patreon subscriber for bonus content and some other things that we do over there, make sure to go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast and become one of our champions for different perks. We're going to be rolling out a new perk at the $50 level, which is going to be the Universal Champion. So we're not sure exactly what's going to be under that level, but if you have any suggestions of what you would like it to be, anything short of having us come over and cook for you, let us know, because obviously I don't think any of us can cook and probably wouldn't want to travel to you to cook. So, yeah, make sure to go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcasts. And Ken, how about you talk about our question submissions at trivialitypodcast@gmail.com.
Please submit questions at trivialitypodcast@gmail.com.
Perfect. Also subscribe to our podcast and like and review. We like all of those things. And again, thanks for all the support. It's been, coming up almost on over a year, or about a year now, on doing this, and we've had a lot of support from you guys. So we really do appreciate it. And that'll wrap it up for today. So on behalf of Ken and Neal, my name is Matt, and that was Triviality.
Choke on the rinds, but the lack thereof would leave me empty inside. Swallow my doubt, turn it inside out, find nothing but faith in nothing. Wanna put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin round to a beautiful oblivion.